want to take a moment to begin this video and talk about this struggle we're having with this channel. It's really kind of the way that gun channels are interacting with Google and YouTube is affecting us, and it's affecting our ability to be able to produce content. So I want to take a moment and just ask you, support us on Patreon, where a lot of the content we can't put here is going, and it supports this ministry. Welcome to the book of Enoch, where we're going through the book of Enoch verse by verse to really see what it is Enoch saw. What was his insight? Enoch was Noah's great-grandfather, and he was the seventh from Adam, and he was very, I don't want to say close with demons or watchers, but he knew them, and he knew their name, and he talked with them, and he had conversations with them, and he pleaded with God on their behalf at times. He was closer with them than really many other writers I've ever heard of, to be quite honest. And they are the true enemy. You have to understand, because last episode we talked about how it is the watchers that are fearing Jesus Christ's second coming. Everything they're doing from Enoch or Adam on is to prevent that from happening, to destroy the elect and the righteousness. And the book of Enoch is written to you and me. It is written to those who will be in the times of tribulation, to understand who the enemy is and to understand Christ's return. Because Enoch's his first parables, everything he talked about from the very beginning was about Christ's second coming. It was about the judgment day. It was about what happens to the watchers, what happens to the wickedness of the earth, and what happens to the righteous. Also, I prayed a lot about going through the book of Enoch, and for some reason, God told me to do it from a cave. He told me to do it. I had a lot of question marks about going through the book of Enoch, and as I prayed and prayed and prayed about it, he just kept saying, I want you to go through it. It's been hidden long enough. Go through it. And then he said, do it from a cave. And maybe that's why. Maybe it's just because it's been hidden for far too long. So here we go. We're just going to pick it up where we left off. Again, what Enoch talks about was the end times, talking about tribulation. This is written to those people. And then we're going to see what it is God's about to do. All right, so we're going to start in chapter 1, verse 1. The words of the blessing of Enoch, wherewithin he blessed the elect and righteous who will be living in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and godless are to be removed. And he took up his parable and said, Enoch, a righteous man, whose eyes were opened by God, saw the vision of the Holy One in heavens, which the angels showed me, and from them I heard everything, and from them I understood as I saw. But not for this generation, but for a remote one, which is for to come. Concerning the elect, I said, and took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might from the heaven of heavens, and all shall be smitten with fear, and the watchers shall quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. And the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame, and the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. Now, what he's talking about here is he's talking about the decreation of heaven and earth. Like we see if we go to Revelation, all this in Revelation 20 and 21. I saw a great white throne, and him who sat on it, from whose face the earth and heaven fled away. There was found no place for them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before God, and books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged according to their works by the things which were written in the books. The sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Hades delivered up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one according to his works. Then death and Hades were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also there was no more sea. So here what we're seeing is the same thing. He's saying the earth is being decreated, and then there's going to be judgment. And we're seeing the exact same thing here in Revelation. Now, this is the final judgment that Enoch's talking about. And that's also the final judgment we're talking about here. So we'll go back to 6. And the high mountains shall be shaken, And the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame, and the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, and all that is upon the earth shall perish, and there shall be a judgment upon all men. But with the righteous he will make peace, and will protect the elect, and mercy shall be upon them, and they shall belong to God, and they shall be prospered, and they shall all be blessed, and he will help them all, and light shall appear to them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he cometh with 10,000 of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of the works of their ungodliness which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. It's the end. It's when all evil in the universe is destroyed, is what we're talking about. And there's a few, there's the elect, they will be saved, but everything else just destroyed, decreated. This is a very important prophecy that as Christians we have to understand, because when we're going through a time of tribulation, and I believe that's why Enoch starts with this, this is the end. This is how it ends. When it looks like we're losing, this is how it ends. So I hope these videos are helping. Stay with us. We're going to keep digging through here in this cave or another cave as the next year or so go by. But any thoughts, put it below. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. Feel called to support this channel on Patreon, that link is also below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.